26 high school students have been chosen to attend the Australian Olympic Changemaker Summit after making a positive impact on their local communities through sporting events. We know how much sport can bring communities, schools, areas, regions together. The final students were selected out of nearly 1,000 applicants, each showing the changemakers and the Olympians, who are the judges, how they've taken the initiative and displayed a love for all things sport. So what do you need to do to catch the eye of Olympians? Well, Nowra's Anglican School's Parri Barrele is one of the changemakers who gets to attend the summit in early next month and gets to share her ideas on how to progress the Olympic movement ahead of the Brisbane Games in 2032. Parri Barrele, hello.
Hello.
Now, look, what is the sport? What's the area of sport that you're passionate about?
Well, I've played all different sports growing up, but I'm really passionate about tennis.
Right, tennis. Now, what got you nominated for this Changemaker initiative? I mean, looking at what some of the people have been doing in their schools and their areas, what sort of events or programs have you organised in your community or school?
Well, through playing tennis, I've been a part of the Tennis New South Wales Youth Advisory Group and also the Future Leaders Program, which has given me the opportunity to host community open days at my local single court tennis court in Kalala Bay and get people from the community just starting to play tennis.
To get more people to play tennis, that kind of the what does the youth advisory group do? I mean, are you sort of suggesting new rules for tennis? Are you going to be a little bit more lenient on whether things are in or out? What's the ideas?
Well, it's a group of 12 competitors from across the state, and we come together monthly and talk about the barriers to sports participation in tennis and talk about how we can actually overcome them and different initiatives we can run to fix certain problems.
To get more people into playing tennis. Lovely.
Exactly.
And so how did you find out you'd been chosen as one of these 26 change makers?
Well, my mum got a call and then she came down and told me, and I was just elated. It was super exciting. And my mum was super excited for me as well. She knew how much I wanted this.
Do you know whose eyes you caught and which Olympians got to have a look at your suggestions?
I actually don't know, but it's just such a cool thought that a board of Olympians got to have a look at my video and thought that was really the point that I was trying to make was important enough. And I'm really excited at the National Summit to meet these Olympians and talk about it further, but also meet the other young change makers who are equally passionate about sport. And I think will be a really strong peer group that will further my ideas and encourage me to think bigger and act big as well.
We'll just imagine it was probably Sam Stosur, maybe Ash Barty, maybe even Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley. I don't know, was she in the Olympics? Maybe, who knows?
That would be insane.
So you get to do this. You get to go to Canberra to chat with the Olympic Summit. The Olympic Summit. So this is similar to, I guess, what you do with your tennis advisory group, youth advisory group, but slightly broader when it comes to the Olympics, all of the sports.
Exactly. And that just makes me so excited because I really enjoy my meetings on the youth advisory group because it's with a bunch of other like-minded people, and so it's really inspirational. But this summit in Canberra, I think, will just be the next step to that. And it's big picture thinking, so what's going to come in the next couple years and what I might do now I've finished school, what career path I might follow, and I think that will be really exciting.
And of course, what you could do, what your suggestions are to increase accessibility for things like the Olympics and sport. Have you got your pointers ready to go? Do you know what you're going to be saying?
I do. I actually am really passionate about grassroots participation, and I think this is a big issue in sport in general as grassroots participation declines and commercial spectatorship inclines, and which has given rise to a massive gambling industry, which is hugely detrimental to individuals, communities, families, and has become a sport of its own, except without all the social and physical benefits of playing. So I really want to find a way to bridge the gap between the elite spectatorship and the grassroots play participation. And I think that the messages that are crucial to bridging that gap can be displayed through the Olympic morals and lessons.
using the philosophy of the Olympics to apply to things like grassroots sport, and that idea that participating in it is better for the world, better for Australia, than just sitting on your couch and chucking a few bucks into some faceless international gambling consortium.
Exactly. I think we can, as a nation, can support tennis more through, going, or any sport, through playing it on our beaches, in our backyard, at our local court, rather than just sitting on the couch.
Yeah, I know that Australia loves a punt, but it is just not the same. And I feel like these days there is so much of that shoved in our faces from all ages when you're watching sport on the telly or listening to it even on commercial, some commercial stations. You don't so much hear about the people playing and where they're from and where they first jumped onto a tennis court. You hear the odds. You hear, how much money you can make if you back them. And it's a very different language.
Exactly. And it's completely not the point of sport or the focus of it at all. And it means as sport has become less, people can disregard it more easily when it really is an important part of our society. And I think this is why it's so important to hear from the perspectives of youth athletes and who can have a massive impact on the Olympics, because once the people who are watching the Olympics and seeing these elite athletes, if they see that the focus of the games is on playing sport and not the gambling or the massive spectacle of the event, they'll be encouraged to, play sport themselves down the line, make sure their kids play sport, and it can really change the culture of sport in Australia.
Parri Barrele is with us from Nowra Anglican School and from a tennis court in Killala Bay. What do you like on the tennis court, Parri?
Well, I'd like to think I'm pretty good. I love it so much.
That's good enough. You like to think you're really good. Well, the point is that you'll be speaking about this and about your love for sport. And from some of the people who are heading along with you to this summit, they are from the major cities, but you are from the Shoalhaven, you're from a long way from a city. Is that important as well when it comes to passion for sport and accessibility, inclusion in sports, to make it so just because you're a long way away from, some of those big sporting hubs, doesn't mean that if you have an Olympic dream, it can't become a reality?
Oh, absolutely. I think a huge part of sport is making sure, and this is a massive thing we talk about in the Youth Advisory Group, is making sure that all areas across the nation have access to playing sport. And this is something I'd actually really like to work in after down the line, is making sure people can access community sports or sport to whatever level they like, even if they don't live in the metropolitan areas.
Well, you're going to be in Canberra for this summit. I can see that gold medal swimmer Brooke Hansen will be there. Do you get to speak to actual Olympians?
I'm super excited for that. I think they'll be incredibly inspirational athletes, but also just people. Yeah,
exactly. Are you hoping to learn anything specifically when you chat to some of them?
I'd like to learn how they've managed to, what role sport has played in their life off the court. So I know that they're great, they've achieved a lot, but what lessons have they learned in terms of family, friends, from sport, and that might be uniquely learned from sport?
Parri Barrele, it was very nice to chat to you. Thank you very much. Maybe report back when you get back from Canberra. Let us know what you learned and any hints about what might be coming when Brisbane hosts the Olympics in 2032 too, because you might get some scoops that we don't know yet.
Oh, I would love to. And yes, I'm very excited to hear about that.
Congratulations on getting to represent the Shoalhaven and talk tennis to the Olympians, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you for this.